What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Darion coming to y'all live with another video. It is the Spotlight Sports Talk. Shout out to all the subscribers that have subscribed to the YouTube page. If this is your first time ever being at our YouTube page, I would suggest that you subscribe and hit that bell button to get the latest news in all Raiders news, Sixers news, and all sports news in general. But we are here with another Raiders video. Now we're here with a Raiders video and we're going to talk about the mock draft. Now the mock draft, we all know at number 12 and number 19 is where the Raiders spot at in the first round. And number 12, everybody thinking that the Raiders is going to go wide receiver. And I have every right to say that we're going to go wide receiver because we have a right to, knowing that we don't have a number one receiver right now. So the Raiders mock draft, it is a draft roundup where they say that Jeudy can land for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Raiders need some dynamic players on both sides of the ball to get addressed while the mock draft, we doing this mock draft roundup. Now, the mock draft season is definitely, continue to be intensified and be, getting around the combine, which the combine is next week. And it's just around the corner where you get a real insight on what the Las Vegas Raiders really need to do or really actually thinking. Now, the last combine, it was made that the Raiders went with Josh Jacobs with the number 24 overall pick. And now it became the worst kept secret by the draft season, knowing that we even got more insight that we decided to go with Cleveland Farrell at the number 4 overall pick, and knowing that Josh Allen was there and a lot of great defensive players was there at number 4. But it turned out for the best, knowing that we got Max Crosby at number 1. Now, regardless, we could see some of the changes. We really could see some of the changes in this mock draft from this analysis in coming weeks. But as we gain more actual information and on prospects that's coming into Indianapolis next week. Now, for the Raiders, what can happen is that it has been some cast of prospects that the most of the mocks, definitely because the team needs a relatively obvious position, but to be simplified isn't negative though. But we need to take the NFL's mock drafts and these mock drafts, and most experts still believe that the Raiders can upgrade significantly at the wide receiver position and at the linebacker position in this first round. So let's see which players in particular, but I feel like Jeudy is one of them. And I really want to talk about Jeudy coming in at the number 12 pick. Now, they do have some other wide receivers, but I really want to talk about Jeudy. That's just my personal opinion. That's where I want to look at right now in what I see right now. So, according to NFL.com, Charlie Casserly thinks that Jeudy can drop the number 12. They think that he can drop the number 12, and with the teams in front of him, most teams need a pressing need, and there are a good chance that Jeudy can fall, or a CeeDee Lamb can fall to us at number 12 for the Raiders. Now, NFL Network Charlie Chastity has said that the Las Vegas Raiders are getting Jeudy, who is a top 10 player in Casserly's eyes, according to NFL.com. Now, Jeudy has all the tools to become a big-time receiver and starts with a tremendous route running, and he has the ability to get in and out of his cuts along with outstanding how to set up a defender, and is something that he could translate to the NFL quickly. Now, I can see that then you add a speed and ability that can make plays for Jeudy with the ball in his hands, and you can have the Raiders could be, adding a real weapon to the outside of the wide receiver core. Now, one thing you might be interested in from the Las Vegas Raiders perspective, in the fact that Jeudy does his best work from the slot, which we already occupied that with Hunter Renfrow. So what I see here is that we could actually go out and get Jeudy, knowing that he could drop to us at number 12, knowing that I did a video on CeeDee Lamb. I did a video on who can go number 19. And I know I got Jeudy in here, and I do want to talk about him most of the time because I feel like Jared Jeudy is one of those guys that you cannot pass up on if he stays there at number 12. I don't think, me personally, I really don't think he's going to be there at 12 just because of the athleticism and the route running and the NFL pro style receiver that he is. I don't think he's going to drop there, but if he's dropped there and CeeDee Lamb goes before him, I think Jared Jeudy should be the pick for us in number 12. But I mean, you got to think about it though. There's so many good Alabama wide receivers come out of there outside of Amari Cooper. And now Amari Cooper, he didn't really do too much for us as the Oakland Raiders formerly at the time. But you have to think about it though. Who was better, Amari Cooper or Jared Jeudy? Jared Jeudy was more explosive than Amari Cooper, in my personal opinion. But I don't know what it is about Raiders and Alabama wide receivers. I just don't know. Alabama and Clemson players is like the only two that we love to like to go to for big name schools, and it's something to look at. It's something to look at, and I love the fact that he's even in the conversation. You know, he's even in the conversation talking about Jared Jeudy being at number 12. I can't stress that more often, knowing that this mock draft is really this mock draft roundup, but I do want to finish up this roundup table. I know we have Jared Jeudy up there as the primary target, talking about him, but they do have another former Alabama player as well. When you have a number 19, Trayvon Diggs, the cornerback from Alabama. Now, once a receiver, now he's like his older brother Stephon, which is Stephon Diggs, which I just talked about in the last video. But Travion Diggs is, you know, he has the size and the ball skills to be an impact player on any team that takes him. And I'm just going to be honest. But you can tell that he understands what the receivers are trying to do, and he has the playmaking and physical ability to disrupt a route as often as possible. Now, the issues with Diggs, it comes down to the field where is it clear that he doesn't have a great long speed. But you know, as a press man, it's going to be his calling card. But at the high premium today's league is something new that the Raiders certainly definitely need to use. Now, everybody think that a lot of people are going to go with CeeDee Lamb in this draft. CeeDee Lamb at number 12, which I already talked about, and I talked about Kenneth Murray as well, and that's according to CBS Sports. They think that we are going to go with them at number 12 and number 19. And now we do have another one in Kevin Hansen. Kevin Hansen, um, definitely a guy that we could talk. That's not Kevin Hansen. Yeah, Kevin Hansen. I'm wrong. Kevin Hansen. He definitely from Sports Illustrated. He does say we still take Jared Jeudy at number 12. He still feel like the theme of taking wide receiver number 12 hasn't changed for a while, and it doesn't expect to, according to Kevin Hansen of Sports Illustrated. He does say that. Also, the Raiders are taking Alabama receiver. It gives them a similar reason that they most had. Now, Jeudy, my personal opinion is Jeudy is very polished. He's a route runner that can break away from speed and can immediately step into the wide receiver one role. Now, according to what Kevin Hansen said in his piece, that for the Raiders to need a legitimate number one wide receiver is a big one. It definitely is a big one. And this kid who can step up right away could really be not only a deep threat, but someone who could take pressure off the guys of Darian Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and Tyrell Williams in the passing game. Now, another one they want to talk about, according to Sports Illustrated, is Christian Fulton, the cornerback from LSU. Now, even though unlike the two mock drafts that Hansen did, it doesn't have like the Raiders linebackers, but instead we're definitely going with a secondary player in Christian Fulton. Now, Hansen does believe with the Raiders that having, you know, traded for we traded Conley to the Houston Texans and Darryl Worley, he looked like an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year, and the corner becomes a need and need to be worth addressed early at number 19. Now, Fulton is a fantastic prospect that could be probably shouldn't even be available at this pick, but he has been multiple mock drafts over the past 2 weeks that he is excellent with his feet and he is patient at the line of scrimmage as well. A man that's in coverage, and he could definitely also be capable of playing a off man as well as it's kind of like a slot receiver, a slot corner, or a number 2 corner at that. But the ability for both of them are rare. Now I can say it makes him a player that could fit into the Raiders system. Now, what is likely making him a top 20 prospect instead of a top 10, which is concerns about his athleticism. But Trayvon Diggs and Fulton, I can say, doesn't have great long speed and has some issues staying in phase with speedy wideouts. Now, however, his production in the SEC is definitely undeniable, and his consistently gone with an elite talent of his own. And to finish up the roundup, Mel Kiper says we go with Jared Jeudy at number 12 as well. And we go with Kenneth Murray at number 19 as well, too. So Mel Kiper, Mel Kiper does release a 2.0 mock draft saying that it's pretty standard when it comes to the Raiders is taking Jared Jeudy and Kenneth Murray. Now for Jeudy, Kiper does highlight the fact that Oakland does score 14.7 points per game over their final 6 games, which that cannot get done. So adding a dynamic player like a wideout like Jared Jeudy would give the Raiders some very exciting trio moving forward in that AFC West. Now, I can say with, going to get these guys in the mock draft, I understand it was all based around Jared Jeudy at the end of the day. It was all based around Jared Jeudy, but we wanted to get some more info in for some other mock draft players that we had as well. But I have to say this. Jared Jeudy, that was the particular main point of this video because that's what we need at number 12. We need a wide receiver. If Judy's not there, go with CeeDee Lamb. If not CeeDee Lamb there, we'll go with Jefferson or somebody else from LSU. But that's the one thing that we say, even Mel Kiper and all these other people saying that we should go with Jared Jeudy. And I love it. I love it as a Raiders fan that we're actually looking at receivers at number 12 and we're looking to try to get some in free agency with a Stephon Diggs. So that would be really interesting to look at as well. But let me know what y'all think about this video. Let me know what y'all think about this Las Vegas Raiders mock draft. And we're looking at Jared Jeudy at number 12 at the number 12 pick for the Las Vegas Raiders in next month's draft. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. It is the Spotlight Sports Talk, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.